Hey, it's Adrian, and today I'm taking a look at aosu's P1 SE camera system, which is a 2-camera kit along with a home base with local storage so that you pay 0 monthly fees. On top of the 2K recordings, there's color and black and white night vision, a spotlight, an alarm, multi-camera tracking to track people around your property, an IP65 rating, 2-way talk, solar charging, and of course 0 monthly fees. This is one of the better solar powered cameras that I've reviewed recently, and I really like the multi-cam view, which lets you see a live view of all the cameras around your property. So let's take a closer look at how well the aosu SolarCam P1 SE performs, and a big thanks to aosu for sending this out for review. In the box, we have 2 of the aosu SolarCam P1 cameras. There's the home base Ethernet cable to connect the home base to your modem or router, power adapter for the home base. There's 2 USB Type A to Type C cables. There's mounting screws, mounting stickers, security stickers, and a quick start guide. The design on the aosu SolarCam P1 SE looks pretty slick, so we have this black and white color scheme going on. Now on the top, we have this huge solar panel, so it's built right into the camera body. You don't have to run, additional wiring or an external solar panel, which is nice. And then if you take a side view, it's nice and flush, so any type of snow or ice is just going to kind of roll off on this if you live somewhere cold like I do. Now on the front, this is where we have that 2K camera lens. We also have a variety of sensors and the spotlight there as well. On the underside of the camera, we have a speaker grill for 2-way talk and the alarm siren, and I will demo that later. And then we have this weather sealed area here because this camera does have an IP65 rating. So the first one is a USB Type C port here, and you could use this to kind of top the camera up to 100% before you install it for the first time. And you can also connect like a power bank if you just want to top it up. If you're living somewhere cold, there's not a lot of sunlight, that's another option. And then if we remove this huge weather sealed area here, we have the power button and the USB Type-C port again, and then a reset button. The rear of the camera has the mount already installed or attached, but you can just go ahead and unscrew that and you could see the thread mount there and then the actual mounting bracket. To adjust the angulation of the camera, you're gonna rotate this part here, kind of angle the camera exactly how you want, and then rotate it back to tighten everything into place. Each of the cameras come in at roughly 388 grams or 0.86 pounds with the mount included, so it's fairly lightweight. The home base is fairly compact and lightweight, coming in at 210 grams or 0.46 pounds. There's an LED indicator light on the front, and we also have a speaker on the back along with various ports to connect it to your Ethernet, a USB port, power port, and a sync button. And then we have ventilation at the bottom along with rubber feet to keep this planted when you set it down. Here's a quick look at the specs. Feel free to pause or jump ahead to the next section. To add the home base and cameras to the aosu app, the first thing you're going to do is connect the home base to your modem or router using the Ethernet cable, then scan the QR code on the back of the hub. Next, you'll press the power button located under the weather sealed area until you hear the camera say hello. Tap that you heard hello in the aosu app and just follow along with the rest of the steps and just repeat for the second camera. Installing the cameras is super easy. First, you're gonna loosen the mounting arm until you just get the mounting bracket separate. Drill 4 holes into a wall or any surface where you're gonna install everything. Screw the mounting arm back in, connect it to the rear of the camera body, and then tighten the mounting arm once you have the camera angle set. Let's take a look at the aosu app settings. So as soon as I open it up, I could see both of my P1 SE cameras, and I could see that it's actively being charged right now with the built-in solar panels on both cameras, and I'm at 100%, so battery life has been fantastic on this. Even though it's kind of like wintertime with really cold weather in Canada, I could see the home base status and the battery life on my aosu video doorbell. Now, very important is this view multicams, and when you tap on that, it's gonna pull up a simultaneous live view of every aosu camera that you have installed. So you can see right now I have 3 installed. This is fantastic. I can monitor the front of my house, the driveway, my backyard, and my doorway to see if there's any packages or anything like that. Super handy feature. Now, when you're looking at the camera overlay here, we could jump into here to start live view. You can also go ahead and snooze the camera from 30 minutes up to 12 hours. This is handy if you're going to be coming and going, or you're having a party, you don't want it dinging all the time. You could do that. We can also jump into events here. You can see it's broken down into cloud and storage. Let me just reduce the volume there. Microphone pickup is really good on here. And then we can also go into the full settings for the camera. Let's go into live view next. And you can hear the wind is going. It's a very windy day out there right now. I'll just cut that. Now from here, we could go into events as well. And I am looking at this in the UHD quality, but you could switch it to standard definition if your connection is not that great. You can also start a manual recording and stop that at any time. If you were looking at live view and you saw something interesting, you can also take a screenshot. All of this is saved to your phone's gallery, and then you could just cut off sound. So every time you open live view, it's not going to be playing at full volume. Now at the bottom, we have this option for illumination. You could turn the spotlight on manually if you like. You can also go into tone, and that's just going to change or add a voice filter to your voice. You can also initiate two-way talk if someone's out there. You could tap on alarm, which I'm not going to do right now. And then you can also issue these preset voice alerts, put the package at the door, what are you doing here, get out of here now. I'll demo those later. So we can also go into a full screen mode, and you do retain the same controls there. Now if I zoom in, you can see like the detail on here. Like you could actually see the brickwork on here. These are my kind of pathway lights. So yeah, the quality is pretty good for the resolution on here. But let's jump into the full settings. So I can see the camera is on. You can also share the device with family and friends by email. You could just invite them. Now under motion detection, so I do have it on. You can also set a detection zone if you kind of want to reduce false positives, or you don't want to trigger it when your neighbor is coming and going. You can also set it to human only detection, so it's not going to kind of notify you or record if cars are moving or leaves are swaying. Now I've left that off actually to see just how well the battery life is working with it recording everything. And it's working really well. And you can see I just got a push alert that there's motion at the camera right now. Now you can also set the sensitivity. I like having it on adjust automatically, but you can also set it to, have it where it's a very tight distance from the camera. So they have to be really close, or you could put it to far. And of course, if you put it on far, it's gonna deplete battery life a little bit quicker. So I just leave it on automatic. That's been working well. You can also set an automatic alarm when motion is detected. And you can see if you do turn this on, you could set this, all day, or you could set specific dates and times. And then actually you can even set, do you want a white light? Do you want the alarm sound? Do you want both? And I'm just gonna turn that off because I have a lot of motion going on. I don't want it automatically there. But if you live somewhere remote, this would be handy to have. Under notification settings, I do have it set up to receive push alerts, which you saw just now, and then you could set the day and time of those alerts, if you don't want to get those while you're sleeping, for etc. And now you can set it to immediate mode or intelligent mode. Now immediate mode, you're going to get the notification very quickly as soon as motion is detected. But if you set it to intelligent mode, it's going to kind of analyze that footage and then send it to you. So you will get the notification a little bit later or delayed, but I just prefer immediate mode, just so right away I know something's going on. Under night vision, we can set it to black and white night vision, color night vision, or you can turn off the infrared light completely if you have, a really illuminated scene or area. Now I've just left it on color night vision, and even with that, it's been working pretty well in terms of battery life and the spotlight coming on. Now under cloud recording, this is completely optional. I'm using the storage on the home base that came with the cameras, but additionally, you could go ahead and get, like one of their premium plans starting at $7 US. And this is a monthly plan, and it's gonna cover recordings for 30 days, but the home base has been very adequate for me. I'm gonna get like tons of months of recording, so not needed for me. Under video and audio, you can set it the streaming quality. So this is not recording quality, this is the streaming quality. So I have it set to the 2K mode, but you can put it to smooth mode, which would be that SD mode I showed in live view. And this is if your internet connection is not very strong, you want it in smooth mode. And then you could change the volume for the two-way talk speaker. It does get quite loud, that's why I have it halfway. Under privacy settings, you can set it to record sound, and you can also set privacy zones to block the camera from seeing certain areas, and that's if you need to block out, kind of your neighbor's area to comply with regulations. Then under battery management, you can see I have a full 100%, and it's charging currently the solar charging. Now, when I installed this, it was at 100%. It's very cold in Canada right now, and it's still at 100%, even with all motions being recorded. Now you can set it to power saving mode or intelligent detection mode. In power saving mode, it's going to only record up to 20 seconds, and then it's gonna kind of implement like a cool down time so that it doesn't record the same thing again. But if you put it to intelligent detection mode, it can record a maximum of 60 seconds per event. And that's what I've put on here, and the battery life is still fantastic. And this is the toggle you would use to see the battery life on the app when you first pull it up. Now under scheduled sleep, you could set the camera to, sleep and not be active during certain times, maybe when you're at home, for example. And then you could also turn on the LED status light. I highly recommend having this on so people know the camera has power and it is working. There's also integration with Amazon Alexa and Google. Under the home-based settings, we could see the cameras paired with it, and you could add more cameras on here so you can kind of cover your house, north, south, east, west if you wanted to. And then if we go into About Device, this is where we're going to see how much space has been used so far. So this gives you around 32 gigs with 29 usable, and I've used about 1.3 gigs for, I would say, about the week I've had this installed, which is quite good. So I'm easily going to get, months of recordings based on my home setup. Of course, it's going to vary for you. And it does have loop recording so that whenever it's filled, it's just going to start overriding the older clips. Let's take a look at the recorded video. So we'll tap on events here, and you can see it defaults to local, and it shows, motion, motion, motion. And you can just go ahead and actually download these clips to your phone just like so. And you can also hit this icon at the bottom right to download clips. It's extremely fast and quick to get these on your phone and share them. But let's go back to another day when I had a bit more traffic going on. So on November 28th, I could see here there was motion, passing, staying. So it actually breaks it down so you know what's going on. And if you tap the filter icon here, this is where you can kind of filter the events so you can kind of nail down exactly what you're looking for. You can also go into here and just go ahead and delete clips that you no longer need. The 2K video quality looks fantastic, and it's easy to make out faces up close to the camera or even further out. And in most cases, you could make out license plates a good 15 to 20 feet away. Daytime video looked sharp, and there was a lot of details during the day when the sun was fully out and even when it was overcast. When it comes to night vision video, you could set it to color night vision or black and white night vision. If you set it to color night vision, it's going to activate the spotlight anytime motion is detected, and it's easy to make out faces because everything is nicely illuminated. You could still make out details with the black and white night vision, but it's not as clear as having color night vision. And if a subject is super close to the camera, it's harder to make out details, but most people are not going to have their face right up to the camera. Let's take a look at cross camera tracking, which is a great feature on here. So versus scrolling down and finding it, I could see it right there. You can also go and tap on the filter icon, hit cross camera tracking, and notice that unlike the other clips, this shows a stacked video clip icon, which means this is a sequence of clips. So I'll go ahead, tap on that, and it shows me starting in my backyard, and you could see a horizontal timeline of my movement. So this is how long the clip length is, 41 seconds. So I'll just advance it to about 30 something seconds. And this is going to be me exiting my backyard. I'm going to walk the side of my house and then just make a right to my driveway. So I'll just advance to the next clip. So that's me just cutting across and walking near my car. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to loop around and walk back to my backyard, and this is the clip length. Now I'm not going to let that play out. I'll just hop back to when I enter the backyard again, and you can see that's a very fluid and seamless cross-tracking experience. It's really simple to use, and if you had 4 cameras, you could have a full simultaneous live view, so you could monitor every aspect of your property. Motion detection is pretty decent as well. So with my testing, it takes anywhere between 6 to 13 seconds from when I started moving, the camera detected that I was moving and then pushed an alert to my phone. Once the camera sends an app alert to your phone, you can see if it was just kind of general motion. If someone is lingering around, you'll see if it's a cross-tracking type of motion detection. The spotlight on here does a decent job considering it's a very small spotlight, but it does illuminate a good amount of area directly in front of the camera to make out faces and just to act as a visual deterrent if anyone's kind of walking up your driveway or looking around your backyard.
Here's an example of what Squid Talk sounds like. Please put the package at the door. Thank you. Hey, what are you doing here? Please get out of here now.
In terms of storage, so I have about 29 gigs usable, and in the week that I've had the camera up, I've used 1.3 gigs, so I'll easily get months of recordings before it even starts with overwriting old footage. Now, battery life is what has seriously impressed me with this camera system, because it's, you know, fall, almost going into winter in Canada right now. Temperatures are very cold, it's been very windy, a decent amount of overcast days, and, you know, it drops below negative overnight. And the cameras are still at 100%, both of them. So the one in the backyard obviously is not seeing a lot of traffic. It's at 100, that makes sense. But even the one at the front where there's a ton of traffic, cars going by, people walking, that's still at 100% too. So the solar charging on here is very efficient, really impressed. So yeah, the aosu SolarCam P1 SE is one of the better solar camera options that I've reviewed. If you want a camera that has easy installation, you don't need to run, you know, like an external solar panel. There's good battery life on here. It comes with built-in storage. You don't need to, you know, buy any type of additional storage, no added expenses, and there's 0 monthly fees. The cross camera tracking also works fluidly on here. Now, I have the 2-camera system, but if you add 2 more cameras or get the 4-camera kit, you can have even coverage. And then if you use the multicam option on the aosu app, you can have a live view of every single aosu camera kind of installed on your property, so you can see everything at a glance. So if you're interested in picking up the aosu SolarCam P1 SE, I'm going to leave links down below to check it out, and I'll also leave a coupon code down here where you can get 15% off on the aosu website. If you found this video helpful, please consider liking and subscribing. It truly does help me out as a growing channel, and I appreciate every single one of you who watches my videos. And don't forget to check out some of my other security related videos, or tech in general. I cover a bunch of different things, you know, headphones, computer monitors, computers, laptops, so there's something for everyone, and I hope to see you in the next one soon.